Hello, my name is Pej. I'm an interventionist that helps people with drug addiction, alcoholism, and mental health. Today we're going to talk about fentanyl users and how not a lot of them actually get well. Now, I don't want to just say that as an absolute. There are people that actually overcome fentanyl addiction. I have seen it myself. But what I'm seeing more and more of is the fact that because of the potency of the drug, the way that it works, when somebody has an addiction to fentanyl, they're pretty much captivated by the feel of it. So that means that even if a person is addicted to fentanyl and they do get off of it and they do go to treatment and they go get cleaned up, they usually find if they don't get into recovery 100%, they find their way right back to fentanyl. At the end of the day, fentanyl trumps all other drugs when it comes to it's the power of it, the potency, the feel of how it actually makes a person feel. It's much stronger than any type of heroin or anything for that matter. And these days, there's a lot of different types of substances that are out there that are also counterfeit. So they look like a certain type of pill, but again, fentanyl's in it. And it's very cheaply made. I mean, fentanyl's cheaply obtained. So when they're putting this stuff in there, people are getting it, and they know, even though the pill may look like an M30 or it looks like a Xanax, they're getting it and with the knowledge of knowing this is a fentanyl pill. It's not medical grade, based off of the place where they got it from, how they obtained it. If it's not from a doctor, if it's not a prescription, then it's not the right pill, usually. So why do so many fentanyl users go back to it? What is it about fentanyl that makes them so captivated and wanting to keep doing it? Well, fentanyl, depending on how it's used, a lot of times people smoke the pill. Some people will smoke the actual powder when it comes in a powder form, a rock form that can be made into powder. And then there's some people that are slamming it, are basically intravenously using it, and it sedates them. Now, some people are able to function in everyday life. Some people go to work on fentanyl, and then some people don't function. They basically lose jobs or homes, or they go homeless, but their main sole purpose of living is just living for the drug. Being able to get the drug, use the drug, and that's all they want. There are people that have overdosed countless times. They have basically danced with death. They have died and came back, but they end up still going back and doing it. The mindset of a fentanyl user, the addict brain that they carry and they have and they possess, is that of one where a lot of times they think, just because I overdosed, I didn't die. It means that I wasn't supposed to die. I overshot the mark. I did too high of a dose. I'll make sure to be more careful next time. And they will continue to keep attempting to use with the thought of, it's not going to happen to me. They could have a slew of their friends all overdose and die within a couple of months, and still they think they're an exception to the rule. They don't think that far ahead to really care, because they're more engaged in the process of getting high off of it, and how it's going to make them feel, as opposed to what the consequences can be as a result of doing a lot of fentanyl or any fentanyl at all. There are some people that haven't done fentanyl for a while, so they go back and do it, and obviously because of its power, its potency, and their tolerance that has built up, they will then use fentanyl and sometimes overdose right within that setting. I've seen fentanyl users that have gotten one batch of fentanyl, and this is based off of stories that they've told me. They themselves will do some of it. They've overdosed. They've been hospitalized. They come right back to the same batch that they had originally. They'll still try to do some more of it, but it's less. They'll overdose. They'll become hospitalized, and then they'll come back to the same batch. This happened with one guy 3 different times. That is how cunning, baffling, and powerful this particular drug is when it comes to people that use it. The miracles are when somebody actually comes to terms with the fact that fentanyl is not working in their life. It has ruined everything good for them, the trust of their family. It's led them to places where they would have never gone before, around people they would have never hung out with before to try to get it. They would do things to get it. The person, when they actually see the magnitude of their addiction and all of the problems that they cause themselves or so many other people, the sorrow, the hardships, the worry that they put out into the universe, the type of energy that they put out there, When they get tired of their own stuff and they really get on this path of recovery, they once they really get into recovery and do whatever they need to do, whether it's therapeutically, clinically, or spiritually, the work that gets done produces miracles, meaning a person that was good as dead, as a dead man or dead woman walking, has now overcome their addiction to fentanyl and they're not doing it. But that's a very low percentage. And let's just be straight here. Fentanyl is not going away. It is actually more available than it ever was before. And I'm not talking about traditional medical grade fentanyl that's used in a surgical setting or by certain doctors. This is straight up street drug fentanyl. It is synthesized. It's been mass produced. It's being distributed nationally in America and in other parts of the world too. There are certain people that are making it a point to get it out there. And from my knowledge, I mean, I've pretty much seen it myself. I've at least seen one, if not many people from every single state in the United States that have come into my care that have had a fentanyl addiction. When it comes to doing interventions on people with fentanyl addiction, it's not always easy. Sometimes you have to catch them when they are truly withdrawing or sick and tired of being sick and tired and not wanting to live that life anymore, and being able to get into their life and talking to them and getting them to get on the bus of recovery. Now, the thing is also, because as an interventionist, I don't want to just get somebody away from fentanyl for a short period of time. I want to be involved in their life and the recovery process and make sure that really they are truly in recovery, so that they embrace recovery so much. And it takes a few years sometimes for that individual to get on this path of recovery to where they don't want to look back or go back and do that, dancing with the devil, if you will, because that's exactly what fentanyl is. It is evil. It will kill you. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I've got so many people that are finding me on social media, here on YouTube, in TikTok, and Instagram, sending me messages. We've got 12-year-olds. We've got 14-year-olds. We've got 40-year-olds. People that are telling me that they're doing the blues. The blues are made to look like M30s. They are not M30s. They are actually fentanyl cut. People know that they're doing this. I'm talking these teenagers at this young of age are doing this stuff. And I mean, how do you help a teenager that's doing this? Obviously, they need to be detoxed, right, to come off of it. Some of them are afraid. Most of them are afraid to tell their parents. A person that's in their 30s and 40s, they are using this stuff, so they think recreational, but really it's Russian roulette. It's any time now where they could die from it. A lot of people out there suffering and struggling. Usually they're struggling when they're coming down, when they're withdrawing, and they're not able to obtain some more, or they've gotten to a point where they really know they got to stop this, but they don't know how to. Some of them don't have the means to go to treatment. Some of them don't have any type of insurance. But my whole goal is, if you contact me, I will go above and beyond to try to help you in any capacity, in any shape, way, or form, to be able to get you to get cleaned up, change your life completely, and get off of the fentanyl. 310-596-9356 is the easiest way to get a hold of me. You can send me a text and we can set up a call. My name is Pej. I'm the addiction interventionist.